Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. There, just push that door in. Push it in, guys. All right. Welcome to my second week, guys. My second week with Tim's On Demand TV show. How you guys doing this week? Hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you had a great and prosperous, blessing weekend. My weekend went well, by the way. And today's show is called We're Gonna Make It Do What It Do Monday. That's right, guys. Make it do what it do Monday, okay? And so many times, guys, we take advantage of Monday because it's like, Monday. Mondays is my week. Oh God, I had dread Monday because we got to start this long week over again. If I had the choice, I would just live for Friday because they just had a song a long time ago called "Living for the Weekend," and just another Matic Monday. I think Prince originally put that out. But you know, guys, without Monday, there is no Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's no weekend. So my advice to you guys is to take advantage of every day. Make sure every day is a wonderful day and a blessing day, guys, because you never know what life has for you around the corner, right? That's why I say we're going to make it do what it do. But before we get started, guys, let me tell you a little bit about my weekend. Now, I had a great weekend. Yes, guys, it went by really, really fast, just like every weekend does. But it was productive too. I got a chance to exercise a little bit, walk them steps and so forth. And also, check this out. You know, when you go to places like Target, for example, you know, sometimes you can get those good deals, you know what I mean? And I got this backpack slash thermo type of gear. Actually, I bought two of them. I even bought one with a strap on it right here. And these were at a good price, guys. I think these were $40 a piece or something like that. So when you want to go traveling or backpacking and so forth, you know, these are great for that. And shout out to Target for having these type of items and so forth. But back to what I was saying. Yes, guys, we're going to make it do what it do on Monday, okay? And let me give you a good example of what I mean, what make it do what it do. You know, guys, I don't have to tell you that on day-to-day hustle and bustle that we sometimes get in a situation where we struggle. And I'm going to tell you something else. Thank God for the struggles as well. What I mean by that is this. Making it do what it do and struggles tie into each other. And struggles can be a blessing sometimes. It can be a learning lesson. Because if we just went through life and everything was perfect, then there would never be a learning lesson. As a matter of fact, you would probably not be happy just everything going perfect in your life every single day, right? So with that being said, is I can give you a scenario of making it do what it do, guys, okay? Throughout my life, and I told you with my life journey, you know that's my favorite word, right? I've came across some things that I've had to learn, and one of them was money management. Just like every other American, money management I've always had a problem with in the past. But I had to learn life lessons, guys. I had to learn life lessons through trial and error. Let me give you an example of what I mean by trial errors. Life little trials, errors. Years ago, when they used to hand out the checks and so forth, I was working for this company, and it was a collections company. And what happened was they would give us the checks, and at the end of every 2 weeks, they would give us bonus checks, you know, when you collected so much money and so forth. It was every month. At the end of the month, they would give us bonuses. And I used to go out and party, guys, and waste it because I felt like there was always another month or another 2 weeks or whatever however the financial setup was set up, that I could just bonus and make, 2 grand here, 3 grand here. We're talking about like 15, 16, 17 years ago. And I depended on the fact that I can collect and make money over and over again. And they used to hand us those checks. Now, what happened was, unfortunately, one of these collection companies went out of business. I think they filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which meant that I only just got that last check. There was no servants, none of that. It was a third-party collections company, one of the many collections companies that I worked for, as well as sales, and I did marketing. So I found myself in a pickle, guys. I found myself in a situation where I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment by the water, right? I was doing good, but the way I was spending money was like hand to mouth, guys. You might as well say I was a paycheck to paycheck type of guy, because as quick as I got that money, I was spending it. So what happened was, when I started working for this corporate company, this corporate big company, and I started doing mortgages. And it was a change of pace for me, because before that I was just doing sales and collections and marketing and so forth. But this was different for me because I actually got a certificate for doing this. I went to FSCJ in 2004 and I got a certificate for mortgaging. Actually, it was, I forgot the name of what that certificate was, but anyway, it'll come back to me. And shout out to FSCJ on Kent campus 2004, where I got that certificate. So I got hired onto the job. Now, keep in mind, you do not need a certificate to work for a mortgage company, okay? You can always learn on the job and so forth. So if you want to ever do mortgages, loss mitigation, foreclosure, short sales and all that good stuff, you can always get hired at a lower tier and work your way up. So that's a good thing about working in mortgages. So long story short, guys, I got hired on to this mortgage company, big mortgage company. They're out of business, unfortunately, right now. But, and another company, a bigger company, bought them out. But at that particular time, I got hired, and I got a call from HR, and they told me congratulations. They sent me an email confirming that I start on this appointed day to start this new job, right? So I said, cool. Now, not realizing, because back then, they didn't have apps where you can just, click on your phone and you can see how much money you had in your account, right? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I got $160 left in my savings, right? Or in my checking account. That'll tie me over for the next 2 weeks, because they were saying that they had to hold back a week. They had to hold back a week of pay and so forth. And I had to start training that following Monday, because I got the email on Friday saying that I was congratulations, or it was Wednesday, saying congratulations, you've just been hired for the job and so forth. And then that Friday, I got a confirmation to start on Monday doing training at the facility location, at the building, training building, which was probably about, I want to say about 10 to 12 miles from where I was staying at the time. And also they were just saying the requirements, you dress casuals and so forth, and look more professional, which I had never had a problem with that, and they advised that, gentlemen, you wear a tie at that particular time. Even at the training, they wanted you to wear a tie and so forth. So anyway, so what I did was, I it was a Friday or a Saturday. I checked my bank account. I called in and I checked my bank account, and I thought it was like 128 dollars at the bare least. I was like, well, I'll probably just have $128. Man, I called that bank up. They said I had $65 in there left. And I just let the money get away from me, guys. I let the money get away. And I didn't know exactly where I spent it on. Well, I knew where I spent it on. I knew it was partying and so forth and buying drinks for people. I think I went through $1,700, $1,750, and that's including paying the rent, because I always paid the rent first and paid the electric and all that. Made sure I paid that first, but that $1,750, I cannot come up with a reason for that whole week of where I spent that. We're talking about the prior week. I don't know where that money went to, and that's a lesson learned. So here it is now. I went through HR, and they were saying that, they do direct deposit. That's when direct deposits was coming into play, okay? So I had to make a decision. I said, well, I'm a grown man. I parted all this money away. And now I got to make a decision on how I'm going to pay for gas, because I was thinking that, well, I got a tank full of gas, $65 to carry me through 2 weeks and so forth. I'll be good. Even though I had like half the groceries in there, no problem. I can go to Food Lion. At the time they had Food Lion, and I could budget my, my little deal and so forth, right? So everything started unraveling, guys, everything. So I went down to my car for something, and I forgot what it was. And I had my keys in there, so I put my keys in the car, and I had the Saturn at the time. It was a gray Saturn stick shift sedan, and it was a stick shift. And so I said, let me just check to see how much gas I really do have in this car, right? Man, I turned on that car, and you know how you have the halfway point needle? It was just right up underneath that halfway point needle right there. And I was like, dude, I got to drive 10 to 12 to maybe 15 miles to this job, back and forth each day, Monday through Friday, to start this new job. And they was paying decent, guys. They were paying really decent for that particular time, 2005-ish or something like that. Yeah, they was paying pretty decent money, but I just needed to just to get there and get back every day, right? So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go and fill the car up, and so forth. I checked in the refrigerator, in the freezer. My food was running low. I would get my kids on the weekends, some weekends and so forth. Then, on top of that, I owed one of my boys $20 from a bet. I didn't even know I placed a bet at the time. And I think it was on a football game or something like that. It was just $20, But see, that took it from 65 to 45, and I'm the type of person that if I, bet little money like that, I like to square up with my friends and so forth. So this is what I had to do. Now, this was bare bones Monday, okay? And gas was, up and down back during that time under the Bush administration, So I had to make a choice. And I had to make it do what it do, guys. And I had to make some decisions. So what I did was, I told my ex-wife at the time, I was like, this next weekend is not a good time for me to bring the children by, because, I have 4 children at that particular time. They're all adults now, of course, but, and they like to eat. And, I was just like, can you keep them this weekend? And I gave her some kind of BS excuse. And she's like, all right. But really, I was just trying to hold on to that little bit of money. And then my dude, my boy was just like, one of my friends, he was just like, hey, man, I ain't trying to be funny, but can you, let me have that 20. So I was like, all right, man, just come on through. I'll give you the 20. And dude was there in 30 minutes, and I just handed him the 20. So now I'm at the point where I'm at $45. All right, so I had put, because I had to distance out how I was going to get to work and back, right? I had to distance that out. So I had put 10 in there. And you know how we do, guys, ladies too. What we had to do. We had to put that 87 in there. You know what I'm talking about. No, I ain't the only one. Don't get brand new with me. You know what I'm talking about, that 87. That 87, because you know how when you go to the gas pump, you have the 93, the 89, and the 87. Normally, I would put the middle in there, the 89, but I was like, man, I'm in a situation. I got to make it do what it do. I'm going to put that 87 in there and just ride it out. And, it just gave it a little bit above like this here. So I was like, cool. I'm going to be able to make it to work for the next 2 weeks. And that was on I want to say Saturday or Sunday. Man, come on and hang out with us, dude. Come on. Nah, I'm good. I just didn't have no money. You know what I mean? So Saturday came by. Mama usually invites me over for Sunday dinner. And I was closer to that house. When you jump on the expressway and just be there to the house. That particular Sunday, I made the best of it, and I came to get some food from the house, and I just say yes. And normally I just say no, Mom, I'm good and stuff. No, sir, no, ma'am. And I took home a plate. So I said, this is what I'm gonna do. I start work tomorrow. I'm going to get enough food to manage me through Monday and Tuesday. And I'm going to take a couple of cans and stuff, And Dad was like, what's wrong, son? You short on money? No, I'm good. I just like to mix that up with the other food that I have, Oh, okay. You all right with money? Yeah, I'm good. Because, I had this pride thing at that time. I was like, yeah, I'm good. So I was able to navigate from Monday through Thursday, some food and so forth, and, take a couple of sandwiches. I didn't go out to eat nowhere. That Friday came around, and somebody in my family needed some money really bad. They needed like $15 for whatever reason, right? So now I'm just like, from $35, so I give them the 15. Now I'm down to $20. Okay? $20, guys. That's what I got to my name. And here it is, Thursday evening or Thursday afternoon, and I got $20 to make it to the next Friday, right? So I was just like, man, I still gotta go. I got another week I gotta go through. Now my gas tank is like this again. So I said, I'm gonna just go to work tomorrow, Friday, stay home another weekend. Can't hang out because I ain't got no money. I ain't got no funds, man, you know what I mean? So I measured it, and I took some sandwiches or whatever. I think I had some corned beef hash or something. Popped it up there in the mayonnaise. Had some water because I didn't want to spend no soda money. I think at the time sodas were like 75 cents in a little can. And when I came home, it came down to there. So it's like, golly, man, let me drinking water the rest of this weekend. Forgot that I had bought some sugar, a whole big Dixie thing of, I think it was Dixie sugar. And I had 3 packs with 3 flavors of what was it, Kool-Aid at the time, because I knew my kids like Kool-Aid. So I just chilled, man. I just sat at the house and watched movies all weekends. I did a little exercising around the neighborhood, saying, hey, what's up? And you know what's funny about that? People want to go out when you don't have no money. Girls want to go out too. You ain't gonna take me on no date or whatever. What's up? You know, everybody want to get with you when you don't have no money. So the Monday came around, right? My gas tank is like this. You know, it's getting a little bit lower, guys. It's getting a little bit lower. And then that E's at the bottom right there, right? So I said, I'm going to have to make this do. I'm going to have to get my hustle and bustle on, whatever. Or maybe I'm going to just, look, Dad, I need a couple of dollars. You know, could you? But, you know, once again, my pride got in the way, guys. Didn't want to hit my older brother up. May he rest in power. May he rest in peace. Didn't want to hit nobody up because I felt like, you know, this was my situation and it needs to be a learning lesson for me. I had to make it do what it do. And I wanted to experience that for a good reason, because just in case if I didn't have my family, I didn't have my brother, my mother, my father, my cousins, my aunties, my uncles, and it was just me, how would I survive, right? Almost like an experimental project for myself. Now, I could have gotten a couple of dollars from my brother. I could have gotten a couple of dollars from my dad, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to see what it felt like to be responsible, you know, 15, 20 years ago. And it was a life learning lesson, guys. I had to man up and just do it, you know. I had to make it do what it do. And the other alternative I was going to use, I was going to say, well, here it is, the second week of training. I'll go in on Monday and Tuesday and possibly Wednesday, because I had put some more gas into the car, but I had to go grocery shopping, and it had got down to the point where now I only had $7 worth of gas, you know. And back then, groceries was a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper than it is now, thank God. So I went to the Food Line and I got some stuff that was going to carry me all the way through the week, because I was thinking that we was going to get paid on Fridays. Then little announced to me that I knew that you get paid on Thursday with the direct deposit, and a week and a half earlier I had already set up direct deposit, right? So I had thought I was going to have to go to Friday. So everything went well. I put the last $7 worth of gas in the car, okay? And make a long story short, from me riding back and forth all those days, Monday through Thursday, it had got to the point where it was getting to the fumes. And like I said back then, you can call on your cell phone, you know, and see how much you had on your account, right? So something in the back of my neck, in the back of my brain said, call. And this was a Thursday afternoon, evening, because I was riding on fumes, guys. Literally driving up right by the gas station up on the side. And I was going to call my older brother up and say, hey, man, look, you know, I need some gas to get to work, because I decided, you know, just to go on Monday through Thursday, because I really wanted to make an impression on this job. I didn't want to go Monday and Tuesday and then Wednesday say I'm sick and you know, and then come back Thursday and Friday until I get paid. I said I didn't want to do it like that, you know. But I was literally riding on fumes, and I was probably about maybe 3.5 miles away from the house. And I was going to call my brother and say, look, man, just put $5 worth of gas in the car so I can just make it on home. And then, you know, Friday I get up, I can pick up my check from there. Forgot about the direct deposit. I could pick up a check, and, you know, the bank is good, right around the corner, maybe a mile and a half away from there. And then I could just, you know, cash the check and then just go ahead and put gas in the car, right? But when I called my bank and they told me the amount that I had in there, and man, let me tell you, That was the most beautiful feeling in the world because it was direct deposit into my account, my checking account. And I put in my code and so forth. I said, okay, this is not real. And when that gas started coming out, guys, and I was able to fill it up, I said, this, you know what, from now on, I'm going to learn how to navigate my money and be more financial responsible. So I started putting money into savings, money here, money there, and taking a little cash out to party. And then that way I'll know where my money is going to. Now, not to say that I haven't had any issues since then, because we all go through things, guys. You know, I still had issues, but that was a good example with a learning lesson of how we make it do what it do. And life lessons, it don't always have to be positive, guys, okay? That's what strengthens us. That's what strengthens us, excuse me. That's what strengthens us and make us better as people, right? And by the way, I am not editing none of this. This is just me straightforward talking to you. And I told you guys this from the beginning. I'm not going to edit this stuff until I get my live stream because this is good practice for me. We're going to keep it going. That's why when you see me make mistakes and so forth, I'm 100% real with you guys. I know a lot of YouTubers, you know, they navigate their way and they cut and edit and stuff. I'm not going to do that. All right? But that's just a good example of making it do what it do, guys. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close today's show. And I want to thank you guys for viewing my content. And remember, if you like what you see and you find my content entertaining, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button, and also sharing with other like-minded people as well as yourself. Oh, and don't forget to hit the notification button. That way you'll know when I have new shows coming as well as YouTube shorts, okay? And with that being said, guys, look for the next show. It's going to be a doozy, and it's going to get better and better, and it's going to get more and more entertainment. I got some stuff that I'm going to be navigating and I'm going to be doing in the future. So with that being said, thank you very much for taking the time out for viewing my content, and I'm going to let you guys walk yourself to the door. I know I said on Friday that I was going to walk you to the door, but you know where the door is, guys. All right? So God bless each and every one of you, and have a good day. Thank you.